Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Tom and welcome back to a brand new video and the finale of Season 2 in my F1 2016 career mode here for the 2017 season. As you can see, this qualifying session very representative here in Abu Dhabi of the sunset basically coming down on the F1 season. And the last race, we've got an outside chance of the World Championship, 17 points to Daniel Ricciardo. So we're going to need a big miracle in this last race. Long story short, if I win the race, Ricciardo needs to finish 6th place or lower. So we've got a big goal to live up to today, and a lot of you know, I hope we're going to need a lot of luck today. But anyway, we're going to go straight into qualifying. We're straight into a Q3 lap, and here we go then into the first corner, 4th gear corner. Make sure you pick up the apex. Crucial to get good traction out of here as we now go through 2 and 3, not flat out, just quiet for me. I had to take a small little lift through number 3, and we're now flat out on the exit, and we now go down to turn number 4. Good 4th gear corner, possibly I use 3rd, and then flicker down a 2nd for turn 5, and then get on the power for a short little squirt into turn 6, the hairpin, which is crucial to try and set yourself up for the back straight. So far the lap's going pretty nicely for me, a very nice first sector, and now we've got to try and basically open up the DRS and propel this car all the way down into this next chicane, and then once again onto a massive long straight. Here we go then, finding the 100-meter board on the right hand side, down the 2nd gear, brake as late as you dare. Make sure you avoid the yellow sausage curb on the inside as we now go on the power, trying to go through the gears. Once again, checker flag is out, so this is going to be our last lap of the session. DRS wide open now, once again on this back straight. Kimi Räikkönen is the man in first place right now, so we come across the 2nd sector split, and we're currently fastest, so the lap's going really well for us as we now got one more sector to go through this sort of left chicane section into now this very short 90-degree right hand, a very sharp dodgy corner because it's off camber slightly as we now go into the triple apex right hander here, as you can see, going into the hotel section. 3rd gear for this one, a little bit of a lock-up. I use 2nd and try and get the nose in because of the lock-up as we now flick it left, go underneath the hotel now. And we've only got 2 more corners to go pretty much after this as we've got the power out the exit of that left hander. We've now got 2 more right-handers to go. 4th gear, make sure you pick up the apex, nice and aggressive on the power, and then try and take a nice wide and aggressive entry into the final corner. Use all the curb available as we come across the line, and it's just good enough for P2. We couldn't get P1. We scraped P2 for qualifying, but nonetheless still an incredible lap time, and a lap I was very satisfied with come the end of the session. And Kimi Räikkönen has put his car in pole position, and we're half a second quicker than the nearest car, which is Daniel Ricciardo in the Red Bull, with Romain Grosjean getting a very impressive 4th place for Haas there in qualifying. But this is going to shape up the race for tomorrow as things stand right now. 2nd place, Ricciardo in 3rd, half a second difference, so the pace is obviously on our side in terms of how good the car performs. So hopefully we can convert that pace into some form of a race win, or at least a World Championship. So hopefully we can have a good race tomorrow. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into the race. Okay then, so it all comes down to this. The final race of the season in the middle of the desert in Abu Dhabi, one of the most beautiful looking tracks on the calendar, and a track that is perfect for the finale of F1. And obviously good conditions, no rain expected. It's going to be an all dry race from day to night, and it's going to be 28 laps of just exhilarating action, and hopefully we can try and pull off an upset, because right now Ricciardo's obviously the favourite due to the points lead that he has. So just looking at an overview of the circuit, as we all know by now. If you don't know it, we've got 2 massive DRS zones for basically the major part of overtaking down the 2 main straights, and obviously the key around here is to have good rhythm. You know, the issue I had in season 1 around here was tyre wear. I really struggle with tyres. Once the tyres go past 20-25%, they just seem to really struggle for grip. So hopefully, with a bit of a different setup compared to last season, I can try and avoid the demons I had last year. We've got an all-throw front row, so that should promise well for us. Hopefully, we can jump Kimi Räikkönen and then try and get Räikkönen in between myself and Ricciardo for some separation. But wow, this is it. This is the moment. This is the last race of the season. It all comes down to this, and the team are going to be wanting to push me on. And without further ado, we're going to jump right into the race.
We're still in with a shot at the driver's title. It's down to this. Now go out there and come back a champion.
Right, so here we go then. This is the final race of the season. The pressure is on. This is the moment. Can I pull it off? 17 points difference to Ricciardo. It's going to be a miracle, but right now, as things stand, the permutations will be on screen. I believe if I win the race, Ricciardo has to finish in 6th or lower. If he finishes in 6th place, then it's going to mean that we're tied on points. So it's going to come down to who has more race wins, and I believe I have more race wins than Ricciardo, I think, if I'm not mistaken. In other news, obviously, this is my final race for Ferrari. An emotional moment, but one that I want to try and end off with a high. and the least I can do is try and win this for them with the front row lockout with Raikkonen next to me on my right hand side. Hopefully I can use him as a rear gunner. The strategy I'm going to be using for this race is this one here. It's a slightly modified second suggested strategy, because the first one is what I followed in Season 1, and I didn't like it because in Season 1 I finished the race in P8, a terrible strategy call, and I had no pace. The tyre was absolutely horrible, so I'd much rather go for an extra stop and play it safe on the tyre compound situation. So hopefully the strategy below is going to suit us down to a T, and hopefully we can make it work. And hopefully, fingers crossed, this race goes well for us. We're going to underfuel the car, we're going to go a little bit lower, there we go, so we're going to underfuel that to be nice and aggressive. So fingers crossed all goes well for the final race of the season here at Abu Dhabi. So without further ado, let's jump right into the race. Right, here we go. 5 red lights for the last time this season. It's going to be lights out and away we go off the line for the final time this season. Ricardo on the super softs has had an absolutely incredible start. I've had a really good one myself as well into turn 1 for the first time this race. Going to take the lead of the Grand Prix, going to squeeze my teammate out. Raikkonen holding on to P2 by the look of it, which is absolutely crucial for me, and we're going to now filter through towards the end of Sector 1 in a fry 1-2, but crucially in the order that is going to be best for the team. But Ricardo still needs to drop a few positions, because right now in P3 that's still good enough for him to win the championship. So all I can do is hope. I need to just run this race from the front, do my thing, and I hope Ricardo has a few issues. But right now I need to try and crank up the pace, use his tyres, come in on lap 3 and just keep on sticking to our strategy plan. Okay, so Raikkonen is the man on the mission right now, and he's got some pretty good pace, and he has no interest in doing us after the team. Or maybe he does, as he just pulls in behind for some slipstream. He's going to duck out again and go for the move on the brakes into the hairpin. I'm going to give him the room on the inside, but this is not ideal because I'm trying to pull away from Kimi, so him doing this is doing me no favours whatsoever, and that's going to allow Ricardo to get back onto the back of us, as I was just starting to stretch out a gap to Ricardo. So Kimi really not being much of a team player here as we now go into the final sector. As I set a purple middle sector here, he's going to stick behind me for now, but Kimi definitely looks like he wants to make a move on me soon. Okay, DRS is now enabled. Here comes Kimi Raikkonen. DRS wide open. He's got a lot of straight line speed in the back of that car. He's going to make the move on me. I'm just going to let him go. I'm not going to battle him because I don't want to lose too much time. I should be able to re-overtake him on this back straight with DRS anyway. I'm coming in this lap for my first stop off the race. I'm going to stick to my guns with my strategy, even though I think most people are going to be going for a 2-stop. I want to stick to my 3-stop because I feel like I'll have much better tyres all round for the entirety of the race. So let's see if that is indeed the case. We'll find out over the course of the race. Obviously, if there's anything like a safety car or anything, that's going to completely ruin my strategy, but hopefully if it comes at the right time it can maybe help us. But either way, we've retaken the lead. I'm going to be coming in at the end of this lap because these tyres are going off fairly quickly. I know it's only 35% wear right now, but I'd rather just get off these tyres and not have to deal with severely worn tyres, especially with Ricardo coming into his own on them super softs, because those are going to be some pretty good tyres in a couple laps time. So I just want to do my thing, stick to my strategy and not have any major tyre at any point in the Grand Prix, because my pace isn't the best around here anyway. So here we go into the pit lane for my 190 stop. I'm coming in for also an extra turn of front wing because I'm missing a bit of downforce on the front end, which I really want to have through a couple of corners. I feel like I can gain a lot of time with that. So here we go into the pit lane, first stop of the race, onto a fresh set of ultras and 2.1 pit stop, perfect. So now we should feed out hopefully just behind this train of cars. I would have loved to have fed out maybe just in front of them, but I didn't get enough of a gap out. So you have to wonder now where exactly where will we feed out in this train of cars. I think right at the back of it, unfortunately. So let's see if we can maybe get Hulkenberg on the exit here as we go through the exit of the pit lane, trying to carry as much speed as possible. And there we go, we come out ahead of Hulkenberg. So let's just try and make a few moves here and not waste any time behind these guys. So starting off with Pascal Verlaine, is going very slowly on them super soft tyres. I'm going to get the run, just slide up the inside, make the move, nice and easy. There we go. Now we've got Jordan King up next, going to get the power on. The arrow should become available. So here we go, picking up a toe already. This Ferrari power unit is pretty strong now, and it's going to give me the straight line speed that I need as we get past Jordan King. Also going to pick up a toe on Jolyon Palmer, who's on soft tyres, and we're going to go to the inside on him also, up the inside there at the chicane, not wasting any time with the overtakes, making the move nice and comfortably. We can now go after Lance Stroll, who obviously won't be going majorly quick. There seems to be a big little train of cars here, so if we can efficiently get past these, then we should be in good shape. We've got a Sauber up the road weaving everywhere, so he's obviously trying to make a move on someone into the braking zone. But here we go then, right behind Stroll. We're going to line him up for a pass and see how quickly we can get past him. Hopefully we can get past him fairly easily and fairly quickly. The goal is that once we get past these cars, we're still out ahead of Ricardo. Obviously he's going to be able to push, but here we go, up the inside of Stroll, making a nice dive at the last second. Now we've got to get past Ericsson. We've got Raikkonen in the pit lane, so we'll have to see where he feeds out. How much time have I lost in traffic this lap? We'll have to wait and see. But here we go, through the penultimate corner. Ericsson's probably going to start for another lap, so I'm just going to dive on up the inside at the final corner. There we go, nice and easy. Back end snapping out at me a little bit, but here we go, getting on the power. And there's Raikonen's dot on the minimap, and I think we are going to come out ahead of him, so that is good for us. That means we've obviously kept the gap to Kimi. We've actually extended our gap by quite a substantial margin over just one lap, so I wonder if we got maybe a bit of time loss in the pit lane. But either way, now we're right behind Fernando Alonso. I'm going to swing back to the inside, make an overtake on the Spanish driver. Oh, losing the back end a little bit, but we have caught it just about. Up next, Felipe Nasr, and we've got Bottas and Van Dorn also up front, so hopefully we can pick all of these guys off on these next two straights, then we'll be in pretty good shape. We've got a few cars between me, Raikkonen and Ricciardo, so that's the crucial thing. We've got a nice bit of distance between us, so the strategy so far is working to an absolute T. If I have to, I can always stretch these tyres out for a little bit longer because they are a fresh set. So here we go then, just going to run it through this sort of chicane section, pick up the traction. I'm going to be a little bit far back from Van Dorn, but we're going to be able to pick him off fairly comprehensively in the next couple of corners because I just have the grip on these fresh tyres. Here we go then, it's the brake zone, yellow flag behind. I'm going to dive one anyway. I wasn't expecting to dive one, but I was so much better on the brakes there than Stoffel. And we've got yellow flag behind, now green. I wonder if anything will come from that. We'll have to wait and see, but right now we're just going to keep going. The yellow flag is seems to have disappeared now, so something happened in that middle sector. But either way, we're back under green conditions, and we're now behind Valtteri Bottas, who we're going to try and pick off in a second here. Getting a good run on Bottas through there, up the inside, and there we go. We're into clean air. Verstappen's the man up front, so Ricciardo, I think, is in the pit lane. I think he's now pitting, I believe. I think he's in the pit lane with Kevin Magnussen, so let's see here where we feed out as we get onto the power through the final corner, and we've got a car. That is Ricciardo, who's gone into another set of super softs, and I think we are going to come out ahead of the Honey Badger. I need Ricciardo to come out in all of that traffic, and I think he is, so that's crucial for us. Ricciardo didn't manage to get the separation from the traffic that he needed, and he's going to come out in the thick of it, and he's going to have a bit of a company there in that mid-pack, so that's good news for us as we set a purple first sector. Ricciardo second a lap faster than me, never a good sign, but these super softs are obviously in a much better state than my ultras as they're slowly starting to fade. These tyres don't take long to hit the second phase and fade into the cliff, so my pit window's already open. I'm going to try and stay out a few more laps. I want to try and stay out for lap 10 because I need the tyre life to try and make the strategy work, but I definitely seem to be struggling more on tyres than what Ricciardo's right now, but we'll see how it shapes up. Right now Ricciardo's now within DRS, but I think he's a bit too far back to launch an attack on me this lap. I said this lap, but I should have said this straight because Ricciardo goes up my inside into this left front. I'm going to go around the outside and hold him, defend him from getting that net first place, and so far it's working an absolute treat for me, and all the back ends are snapping on me. These tyres are starting to fade already, and they're not even that badly worn, but the second these tyres just start to go, you just really sort of feel the wear. As you can see, I just lock up the right front. I've just got no confidence on these tyres and in the car whatsoever, as Ricciardo's trying to go around my outside. I'm just going to defend from him and cover off the space, and there we go, we're still in first. But right now I've done out these tyres one bit, and I'm going to have to come off these very soon. Here comes Ricciardo, DRS wide open once again. This time I managed to defend from him in this first straight, but now the question is, can I defend in the second? Verstappen's here for company, so I wonder if he can get exchanged in the battle. I don't know if Red Bull are going to give him strict orders to not get involved, but they're both on super softs, and right now they've both got some pretty ridiculous pace. You can see that me and Raikkonen are just struggling. Raikkonen is absolutely nowhere, and I'm right out at sea on these tyres, so Red Bull found something overnight compared to Saturday qualifying, where they were so slow that they're just so quick around here. So Red Bull definitely they've got something, they found something, but either way it doesn't bode well for me or Kimi. Here comes Ricciardo. He is pretty close this time. Is he going to go for the dive? Is he going to commit to it? Yes, he does. He does commit to the dive this time round, but I'm still going to hold it around his outside. Pretty easy to defend around here from other cars as we pick up the traction, and we out traction Ricciardo's are much better tyres than now. Verstappen could be looking to make a move on the Honey Badger. Here we go. I'm going to cover the inside. Ricciardo still goes for it though. He's going to commit to the inside line. Verstappen's on my outside. Bit of contact. Oh no. Oh, virtual safety car deployed. I'm going to have to give that back to Ricciardo. Verstappen's out of the race. So yeah, Red Bull really put me in a pickle there. I need Ricciardo to go past. Oh wait, there we go. Oh, I've now lost 2 places because of that. The game just made me slow down way too much there. Anyway, I'm coming in this lap for a set of tyres because, yeah, these are not working for me. So, yep, we're going to come in, hopefully use the virtual safety car to good effect and try and make a nice easy pit stop. So looking at a replay from Verstappen's point of view, as you can see, he goes to the outside and there's just no space there. He just gets completely squeezed out of the track, and that's him out of the Grand Prix. We're going to look at another POV this time from his teammate Daniel Ricciardo to see exactly what happened, because he was on the inside in that 3 wide situation. Here goes Ricciardo, and he goes a bit wide, I've got to say. Ricciardo does swing out quite a bit wide there, so I wonder if Ricciardo maybe just didn't factor in that his teammate was on the outside. But either way, Ricciardo running very wide there into the entry of that corner. That probably forced Verstappen out to dry, and then obviously we had the weird incident there where I get hung out to dry. But overall, a very weird incident. Well, I'm waiting to come into the pit lane. As soon as I cross that line, and there we go, we're going to beat Kimi into the pit lane, hopefully. There we go. Beating my teammate into the pit lane. We're not going to get any sort of penalty for that, because that was an overtake within the pit lane, so I think that was illegal. Sorry, legal, I mean. So we'll see how it goes. Either way, using the VSC onto softs. Kimi's going to lose a bit of time, but oh well, I'm in the championship fight, so it's probably better for me to come into the pit lane. But here we go, we're back under green conditions. We've probably saved a bit of time because of the pit stop, but not a lot. I wish the virtual safety car stayed out for a bit longer than that, but either way, we're going to rejoin in and around probably P8, I'd say. That'd be my guess. But here we go, getting up to speed. Rosberg's going to come flying past, and it looks like I'm going to rejoin in P8. So just behind Nico Rosberg, got a nice bit of clean air once we get past Rosberg, and also I think that's Kvyat just in front of him. Okay, here we go, in the slipstream, DRS wide open on Nico Rosberg. This should be a simple move. I'm going to go to the outside, take the normal racing line to the corner, and then hit our marks for the braking point, and there we go. One move down, now we've got to go after Danny Kvyat, but we need to make these tyres last and drive nice and smoothly with these whilst trying to maintain a very good pace. So let's see how this second half of the race unfolds. Here we go, right behind Danny Kvyat. We're going to try and make a move on him now. DRS wide open, up into Rich mix. I'm going to leave it in Rich for a couple of laps, trying to use this Ferrari engine a bit. As we go to the outside, going to get them done on the brakes, just about around the outside, purple middle second. There we go, we get the move on Kvyat, and we move up into P5 now behind Lewis Hamilton. So he's been nowhere this race so far, but we're going to try and progress down to this middle sim. We've got a nice bit of clean air, so let's try and use it and set some good lap times. Okay, so Ricciardo's just coming for soft, and he's come out just ahead of me. So Ricciardo's actually managed to keep a gap and overcut me on those old super soft tyres. So there you go, Ricciardo. He's got some incredible pace, and I can't respond. He's just too quick. I just haven't got the pace around here. I've struggled in season 1 around this circuit, and I'm struggling once again. Tyre wear is becoming an issue, and I just don't have the pace. As simple as that. A complete contrast to what qualifying was. The Red Bulls have definitely found something overnight. Right now, Ricciardo is going to end the race in those tyres. I've still got one more pit stop left to make. The AI just seems to be able to make the tyres last much better than I do around here. I just really struggle. I mean, even Kimi's struggling, so maybe something that the Ferrari cars have. But either way, really struggling for tyre wear around here, and just don't have the front end grip either. I've cranked up my front wing from 5 to 8 all the way in the entirety of this race. I just don't have the confidence in the front end of the car, and I've still got one more stop to make. So all I can hope for right now is a safety car, because that's the only thing I can grasp onto now in the remainder of this Grand Prix. Okay, I'm going to come in for my final stop of the race. I don't know what it is with the tyres. These actually aren't that badly worn, but they feel horrible. It's like, it happened in season 1, I don't know what it is, but around this circuit, when the tyres just go past like 25%, 20%, they feel like they're just like almost on 60% worn. They just feel horrible to drive on. So I really don't know what it is. I don't know what to put it down to, but right now it looks like we're going to rejoin in probably P5 on Supersoft. So the best we can do this race is probably get second place. Ricciardo is bulletproof. Like, he is absolutely untouchable this race. So yeah, I think we'll have to settle for second at best, and Ricciardo is probably going to win the World Championship, as I'm going to have a bit of a drag race here with Romain Grosjean next in the pit lane. Who's going to come out ahead? Let's have a look. There's sorry, not Grosjean, there's Rosberg. Sorry, I'm going to get a good run on Rosberg actually. Can I go up the inside on these cold tyres? Yes, I can. And we're going to make the move there. So there you go, up into P5. But I want to try and focus on those ahead of me. Let's try and make this a good final stint and get second place at least, and finish the race on the podium, and finish this race with a bit of pride intact. So first up of the race, not too shabby, but I'm nowhere near the main pace of the Grand Prix. And Ricciardo, it's just a shame that he is so quick this race, because I've got no response for him. He's just on another level. We've got Lewis Hamilton in the pit lane making one last stop onto Ultras, so that's going to promote me up into P4. He's going to obviously go for a last minute dash on those purple wall Ultra Soft tyres, but I'm slowly catching the two cars ahead of me, Magnussen, and I don't know who the other car is, but either way I'm catching these two guys, so hopefully I can make the move sometime soon. Okay, so it's both of the Haas cars who are battling out for a podium position. I'm going to make a move on Kevin Magnussen up the inside of this corner. Purple first sector for me. and hopefully pick up DRS from Grosjean if possible. I think I might have just got close enough there for some DRS, but either way, second place is in sight. And all I can hope for is that Ricciardo does some sort of unscheduled pit stop as a puncture, because right now, I think second place is the best I can do. So, yeah, 3.5 laps to go. I don't think there'll be a safety car now. I think it's physically impossible. So, I think we just hope for a miracle now. Okay, right behind Grosjean. Here we go then. Going to make a similar sort of move to what I did to Magnussen, so I get a bit of understeer through there. Going to pick up the toe pull to the inside, and here we go, up the inside of Romain Grosjean, cutting the corner a little bit there, but I don't think anyone will be too bothered about that. So I'm 25 seconds behind Ricciardo, so there you go. That's how bloody good the Red Bull and Ricciardo have been today, and even Verstappen also was in the mix early on until that contact. So yeah, I think Ricciardo has been in a class of his own today, and he's absolutely deserved it if he does win the championship. So it looks like there's going to be no shocking conclusions to this race. I think everything's going to go ahead as planned. Ricciardo wins the race, and Ricciardo is the world drivers champion in the 2017 season. And I'm just going to come through now this final sector. I was world champion last year, so Ricciardo inherits my throne for at least one more season until next year, when we'll see what things where things lie and what the future holds. But here we go through the final couple of corners, just trying to save fuel now to make it to the line. And here we go through one more corner and through the final corner, and that's the end of the 2017 season, and across the line. And that is 2017 in the bag. P2 in the race to symbolise P2 in the championship. A much better race than what I did in season 1, finishing in P8, but the pace just not there. I wonder if my strategy was the right one, who knows, but there you go, official confirmation. Daniel Ricciardo is world champion, and he will be absolutely delighted with that, because that's well deserved for him. A championship he's had coming for a long time, and that car has been absolutely untouchable this season. So congratulations to Daniel Ricciardo and the Red Bull team. Also, I believe though, Ferrari win the constructors, obviously because of Verstappen's issues earlier on in the race. Depending on where Kimi finished, which is a big factor, because right now we need to get 9 more points to win it. We may have won the constructors, so we have to wait and see what happens. So other way, we'll see in a moment in the drivers and constructors standings, but right now here's the focus, and here's Fernando Alonso. A lot of people wondering what will happen with him next season, where will he be going, because obviously he's very unhappy at McLaren Honda. So as you can see, the podium now for the final race of the season: Ricciardo first place, me in second, and Romain Grosjean in a very good third place, a third place that Haas haven't had in a long time, since I was last racing for them, when they were getting podiums more regularly. So that's a bit of a moral boost for Haas there going into the next season. But Daniel Ricciardo, there he is, absolutely satisfied and thrilled with the fact he's won the World Championship this season, and hopefully we can go again next year, and hopefully I can give more of a challenge next season, because that mistake in Brazil was just horrible, and I'm going to regret that for the rest of my life. But overall, that was the race here at Abu Dhabi. We're now going to move into the final results, the drivers and constructors standings. So there we have it, and that was the final race of the season, and Daniel Ricciardo wins the race and is now world champion. I finished in second place with Romain Grosjean in third, Kevin Magnussen in P4, with Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg in P5 and P6, Kimi Raikkonen, the man who started on pole, down in P7, my teammate, and then Carlos Sainz, Danny Kvyat in 8th and 9th for Toro Rosso. Esteban Ocon rounds out the top 10 for Force India. Then moving into the driver standings, official confirmation that Daniel Ricciardo is world champion, and I finished 24 points behind him at the end when it's all said and done, with Raikkonen 49 points behind, and Verstappen with that DNF falling eventually to 70 points behind his teammate, with both of the Mercedes in 5th and 6th. But overall, that was a very long season, and that was a very long race, and we're going to cap it off with the constructors, and you can see that Red Bull are constructors champions by 3 points. So unfortunately we couldn't win neither of the 2 championships, and the disarray that was caused early on in the season between Ferrari has ended up with no championships whatsoever, and overall a miserable season for the Scuderia, coming home empty-handed come the end of the season. However, this has been my final race for Ferrari, and now the question is, where to next in my Formula 1 career? And you guys voted a little while ago, quite a few months ago now, on my team choice for Season 3, and I can confirm I'm going to a brand new team that will be coming onto the grid for the new season, and it's a manufacturer, so we'll be looking forward to that one very soon. But I'll leave you a little tease right at the end of the video, but hopefully you guys have enjoyed this season. If you have, then a massive thumbs up would be greatly appreciated on the video, and also if you can subscribe for my channel for future content like this, and also much more content in the near future, especially once the new game comes around. But if you guys did enjoy this video, then I thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon for the start of Season 3. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, not too long, probably about a week, because I want to try and finish modding the components for Season 3 and get everything all ready to go. So until then, there'll be a bit of MotoGP on the channel, and also I'm going to try and bring carb more frequently, and also I'm going to try and finish off the Mick Schumacher career mode for Season 1. But hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you ever so much for watching once again, and I'm just going to leave you now with a little bit of a cutscene and sort of a preview of what Season 3 is all about and what car I'll be driving for. So thanks a lot for watching, guys, and goodbye.